Rated M for mature.
Don't let your kids watch it!
I love that it's...
淡くて
Never
儚
mind.
い
Okay.
シャボン玉のような恋心。空を望めばやがて壊れて消えるように、少女の思いは
I don't...
虚しく叶わなかった。
I don't recognize who's saying that.
流した涙は血の色となって生贄を求め、口をついた悲しみは怒りとなって殺意を生み出してゆく。
That voice sounded kind of like Rika's at first,
純
but
粋すぎる黒は
no, I don't
全てを
recognize the
飲み
voice.
込んで闇を広げる。やがては自分自身さえも。目明かし。生まれてこなければよかったのか。血みどろの手は虚空すらつかめなかった。
Oh! Time skip! Time skip! Are we going into chapter 2? Please go into chapter 2 from Shion's perspective. The fourth year of the series of mysterious deaths in Hinamizawa, also known as Oyashiro-sama's curse. 1 year after Satoshi Hojo's disappearance. Let's go. Let's go. I hadn't been able to get used to my new school in Okinomiya, but I had some friends there now. Since I got a part-time job at my relative's store, I had some extra pocket money too. Did we reach the midpoint? Probably. That was the end of chapter 8, and I think there are 16 chapters. So yeah, I think this is exactly the midpoint now. I ended up living with my parents after all, so I didn't have to pay for living expenses. Yeah, save that money! It felt great to get to freely spend the money I earned from working. I still used the room Kasai set up for me from time to time. It was a convenient hideout for when I didn't want to see my parents. That is interesting, because at the end of chapter 2... Okay, the end of chapter 2 was a cluster cuss. I still don't know what to make of it. But they did mention that, like... Okay, no, wait, I'm trying to remember. Because I think at the end of chapter 2, because they definitely found Satoko and Rika's bodies, along with the, like, mayor's body down in, like, the weird sewer part of the torture dungeon. I also think that Shion, aka the twin that was locked up by the other twin, died. And then I think the original twin, they're also like, yeah, she died. She fell out of her apartment window, which was this apartment. But then she also showed up in in Keiichi's hospital room and, like, smashed him with a hammer. Although I'm pretty sure Keiichi was just crazy and that didn't actually happen. Yeah, okay, so the apartment does still play a role, even though she's living with her parents now. In fact, I was planning to spend a day there today. Wow, how dare she make sure you're actually taking your studies seriously as your teacher? My dad got upset, and that's why I didn't want to stay at home. I had been asking for it, though. Yeah, you did. My teacher should know that my dad is a Yakuza and that he gets really scary when he's mad. On the whole, my life has been going well so far, except that it was boring. A boring life does not mean a bad life. The reason I could enjoy this lifestyle is probably because I had to live in secret before. It was a great relief to be able to live without having to fake my identity. Well, that might have been a valuable experience. I think I learned from it. I was going grocery shopping and thought I'd get enough food for a week or so. My parents would appreciate my presence more after missing me for a week. I was doing this for their sakes. Yeah, of course you were.
あれ? 今日って確か100円セールのお店ってなかったっけ?
Dang! We're going to dollar store!
そうだそうだ、間違いない.
I knew how to save my pocket money. I was in a good mood. I spun around with my arms spread out. I felt like I was inside a little whirlwind. This is the exact same dialogue we got right before we ran into the street gang again. Are we gonna run into the street gang again? My arm hit a motorcycle parked on the sidewalk. It obviously wasn't there where it was supposed to be. Is the exact same thing going to happen just with Keiichi this time?
何? こんなとこに止めてるのだ.
Wait, no, but in chapter 2, Keiichi angered street gangs, and Mion/Shion came to our rescue. I gave the motorcycle a kick with no hesitation. This is the exact same dialogue! This is exactly the same as last time! Binky Barnes' World of Tomorrow. There were 3 motorcycles lined up in a row. They all fell like dominoes. It was beautiful and so much fun. You learned nothing from a year ago! Oh? This was odd. I felt like I'd gone through the exact same experience before. Yeah. While blinking my eyes in an effort to recall what that was, some people grabbed me by the neck and dragged me into a dark alley. Is it the same exact delinquents? It looked like those punks were the owners of the motorcycles. They started shouting at me. This was really strange. I was having deja vu. Yeah, you bet you were stupid again. Are these the same guys and they don't recognize it? What is happening? Yeah, it's the same guy.
I remember this guy having that dumb voice.
And that guy just growls. That's right. It was when I met Satoshi-kun for the first time. He came to save me. If I pretended to cry again now, would he come to save me again? I made a wish. And I started pretending to cry and beg for mercy. Keiichi is going to show up and she's going to be, are you Satoshi? Is that why we're going to become obsessed? At that time, I doubted my ears. Yep, there he is! The one, the only. And he has a sprite now! It was a boy about my age. I couldn't quite see his face because of the light illuminating him from behind. Ain't that convenient? The holy radiance.
Satoshi-kun?
Of course, it couldn't be him. It couldn't be. Oh! Interesting tank top there, bud. When I snapped out of my daydream, I realized it wasn't Satoshi-kun after all. Okay, folks. We got him. Oh, dude! Wait! Keiichi kind of ripped in the remake art style. Oh, let's go. Dane, he looked cool. Oh, Dane! Wait! He actually looks great in the OG art style, too. I feel like, because he didn't get a sprite until Chapter 5, I think whoever did the OG graphics may have improved their style by then. He actually looks good in this art style. What is this? Okay, folks. Okay, folks. Which is best? Console, OG, or remake? Because I actually like all three of these. I genuinely like all three of these. They're all great. Keiichi, stop skipping arm day in the console version. It's not his fault. All the console people have skinny chicken bone arms. Dude, I think remake might be my favorite, just because he's like, he's kind of cut, kind of ripped. What is that outfit? I don't remember him having that orange tank top in one of the CGs, I think. OG, then console, then remake. I mean, here he looks like, he looks extra Japanese here. Maybe it's just because of the eyebrows. But he looks like, I don't know which game it is. There's a game that where like a character has these eyebrows. Is it like Yakuza or Tekken? I don't know. Remake, console he's too stringy, and in the OG he has a questionable outfit. Darn it. I have to choose. I must choose, Sheriff Woody. Okay, let's see how the lip sync goes on the console, at least for a little bit. It wasn't Satoshi-kun after all. He looked less gracious than Satoshi-kun, so to speak. If Satoshi-kun was pristine and untouched, then this guy would have scratches all over him. But although they were completely different, I got a similar impression from him somehow.
Don't want to mess with delinquent.
The boy looked a bit taken aback.
Oh no!
Don't wuss out! Don't wuss out on us! Come on! Oh, now he looks so derpy, man! Come on! Oh, he looks real derpy in this one. Okay, you know what? That's not even a vest, it's a fashion nightmare. I love the debate between the different styles. Let's go OG for a little bit. We haven't actually got OG for a bit. I want to see this. Why are we getting Rika's theme song for Keiichi? You're against violence. Oh no. What was up with this guy? I felt ashamed that I mistook him for Satoshi-kun even for a second. He seemed cool at first, but he wasn't as cool as Satoshi-kun after all. Yeah, that's interesting, because Keiichi has like the tough guy look and the tough guy voice, but he's like, I don't want trouble. And Satoshi has like the femboy look and like the really high-pitched voice, but he actually is like, no, I'm sticking up for what's right. It's interesting foils.
でもですね、どうか機嫌を直されてですね。
Bruh.
どうしたら機嫌を直してくださるんです
Oh
かね。
no. I mean, to be fair, Shion is at fault here.
いや、もちろん私たちはお金
Bro, he didn't even wuss out this much in chapter 2? What the heck?
おお、
Okay,
そうじゃ
so
の。
this is not a repeat of chapter 2.
金がなかったら。
If you guys have no money, we're gonna punch you in the face.
こんな。
Alright,
ど
bro.
う見る
Del
結構
Inquit number
イケてる
3
ね
is a creep.
ムージェ
Okay, well he just went up from creep to criminal. Hey, are you kidding me? I tightened my grip on the stun gun in my pocket. Oh, she got a taser. Let's go. I then turned it up to the maximum intensity. Don't hold a grudge against me if you die, pervs.
おお、俺さ、一度カイコちゃんはべらせて街のべ
Okay,
たくてさ。
give him the Von Karma treatment. Let's go. Del Inquit sucks. These guys are disgusting. Yikes. Absolute yikes. They indulged in their imaginations, which aroused their spirits. Hey now, why are you perverts closing in on me? Gee, I wonder why. Your gross hands are groping the air. Are you gonna try and violate me? You know, just in case you didn't know, the delinquents were not good guys. They just decide to drop a banner line like, "Ma, stripping's awesome." Wow. You guys are the worst. You're doing this in, like, an alley that's part of the main walkway. This ain't gonna end well. What the heck? Alright, 10,000 volts of electricity coming up.
あんたら冗談でしょ。その汚い手で私に触れるな。
Then a flash of light cut through the air. Was that the boy? He became ripped! Let's go, Keiichi. Finally, you found it. Blows like thunderbolts knocked the punks down. Wow, so he was actually strong after all?
なあ、
Well, yeah, he grew muscles in his art style.
へこまされたいんか。お前らは分かっていない。
Keiichi was fine until they mentioned taking her socks off. Then he's like, oh, not ah! He has very weird minds.
分かっていない。
Oh, are you really gonna beat up Cookie Monster like that?
タイトミニには萌えがない。そして肌色面積は控えめ。
I was joking!
たとえお天道様が西から登ることがあろうと。
You're right, OG for this moment with his glare.
絶対これは。いいかよく聞け、ど素人ども。ホモ・サピエンスと動物の違いは何か。
Well, Homo sapiens aren't animals, so that's it.
そう、衣服の着用。
Yeah, that's the only difference, right?
つまり人は肌以外の衣服の彩りがあって初めて人なのだ。
You're a weird man. Keiichi Madbara, you have very strange tastes.
つまり肌色を求めすぎる貴様らは人以下。動物と同じだ。貴様ら全員を強制する。歯を食いしばれ。
Oh man, he punched him so hard he made him barf. He made them all barf! Let's go, Keiichi!
先ほどタイトミニを引き合いに出したな。例えばここに美少女と呼ぶにふさわしい女の子がいたとする。美少女と一言に言ってもその裾野は広すぎる。それについて貴様らに抗議することは寿司山芸者から入った外国人に侍の美学を一から説明するより困難この上極まりない。
I'm with Shion. Satoshi's way better than him.
だからここでは最も普及していると思われる制服系で説明することとする。制服系の御三家といえば何か答えてみろ。
I don't even want to know where you're going with this. It is stupid.
そうだな。制服、体操服、スクール水着だろ。
You know what? You lost me. You've been downgraded to shrimpy art style.
なおセーラーかブレザーかの好みの違いは制服にカテゴライズするものとする。もちろんブルワーかスパッツかの違いも同様。すく水も紺か白かの違いはあるぞ。 カテゴリーは同じ扱いだ。どうだ、これだけでも甘美な響きがするであろう。ではお前ら3人がこれらのうちの1つずつが好みであったと仮定しよう。おい不良 A、 お前は制服だ。不良 B、 お前は体操服。そして不良 C はすく水だ。
Why?
頭に思い描け。時間は3秒。
Why? What is the purpose of this dialogue?
妄想くらい自在にできろ。気合が足りん、やり直せ。ではお前らの望む美少女がここにいてその衣装を着ているぞ。あると思え、あると信じろ。気合を
Now
入
I
れ
want
ろ。
to punch Keiichi in the face too.
返事は押すか。
How?
イエスサーだ。
How is it possible that in any social interaction, Shion is the most likable character? How have we gotten to that point?
バカ者、それでも軍人か。よーし、描けたようだな。次に進むぞ。それらの萌え衣装と貴様らの馬鹿げた浴場に従いお色気ムンムンなタイトミニスカート姿を見比べてみろ。
Apparently that last part of the sentence was too much, and they were not allowed to say that in the console version, because he just went dead silent there. Okay, this is very weird. I'm gonna be frank right now. The only way that this actually is justified is if Keiichi is purposefully being weird to stall it out so the police show up. That's the only explanation.
最近まだ萌えと色気の違いのわからん未熟者が増えているが、実に嘆かわしい。
Why is that line not voiced? You really think that is a line that deserves censorship, but the delinquents chanting strip her was not?
本能でしか女性の魅力を語れない貴様らは犬
He's
猿
actually,
キ
he's
ザ。
actually practicing his ventriloquism skills. He just hasn't mastered it yet.
きびだんごでももらって鬼ヶ島へでも失せろ。 Get back here! ちなみに最近の東西雪解けに従い萌えもいろいろな類が大量に上陸しているな。
Bro, I really want to punch him.
そんなことも知らんのか愚か者は。制服系と金髪を掛け合わせてアニメ系などという酸素と水素が掛け合わされて
This is the worst first impression.
が出ているようだが本館は断じて
How does Shion become obsessed with this guy? He's the worst! Well, no, that's not true. He's not even the top 5 worst characters of this.
和洋折衷はこの世界には存在しない。貴様ら聞いているのか。
No, I'm not. I tuned you out a very long time ago, Keiichi.
歯を食いしばれ。今日は徹底的にしごく。貴様らが真の萌え文化を理解できるまで今日は寝られないと思え。
Where did Keiichi's parents go wrong? His parents seem pretty normal. Why did he turn out like this? I blame the public school system.
指導指導指導。
At that whole point, I heard a bustle of people running this way.
前原さん、みんな呼んできました。
Oh, yes! Tomita! I saw several kids running towards us. Yeah! The school kids who are our bros. Seemed like backup had arrived.
やばいぞ。繋がれ。
I feel like there was a better way of doing that scene. And by that I mean there absolutely was. The 3 punks had just been standing there at gate, but they started running away when they saw that many people.
さすが前原さんですね。
Okamura and the other kid!
たった一人であんな怖そうな3人組を釘付けにしちゃうなんて。
I would not agree with the fact that he's awesome.
3人の1人鼻血出してましたね。前原さん、喧嘩も強いなんてすごいです。尊敬します。
I will never understand the nosebleed thing. Like, oh, they're thinking pervy thoughts. They get a nosebleed. Like, that is not how that happens.
俺の固有結界もますます磨きがかかったようだな。今に監督の固有結界メイドインヘブンに太刀打ちできるくらいに磨きをかけてやるぜ。
That's not something you want to surpass, you doofus.
大丈夫かよ、ミオン。
The boy was apparently called Maibara. He turned around to face me. Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, why is he terrifying in that art style? It's his eyes. Dude, his eyes are... This is creepy in this art style. He looks a lot friendlier in that one. I think friendly Keiichi's best in the console art style. Angry Keiichi's best in the OG art style. Alright. Even the way he mistook me for Mion sounded Satoshi like that's not sounded like Satoshi-kun. But Satoshi-kun isn't a pervert like him. Yeah! Or if he is, he keeps it private, which is what you should do.
天下ごめんのミオンがどんな情け容赦のない必殺技で撃退してみせるかちょっと楽しみにして見てたんだぜ。まあさすがに男が3人がかりじゃきつかったってことか。
Yeah, I think it is the super detailed eyes. Even then, he looks like maybe just the remake art style makes it look more sinister. He looks kind of sinister here. Same here. Actually, no, it's the eyebrows. The eyebrows kind of make him look a little sinister in all of them, but he looks most good-natured in this one.
そんなわけないよな。
I was still confused. I couldn't yet grasp the situation. Who was this guy? Mion has friends like him? Well, when you only have, like, two other people in your grade at your one school, you kind of have to be friends with everyone. I was still spacing out in shock. So, I forgot to move until his hand touched my head. No.
まあ
Why are you doing that?
半べそ書いてたのは見なかったことにするからさ。まあ元気出せ。
Is that really all it's gonna take to make her obsessed rub? The boy called my bar stroked my head roughly. It didn't feel good. It hurt, actually. Oh, he's giving us a noogie. But still, his hand had the same warmth. It's just called being a human that has not terrible circulation. Later on, Mion told me about him. He was called Keiichi Maebara. Kei-chan for short. He's one grade below us. Not only that, but he just moved to Hinamizawa. Thanks to his attitude and lack of manners, he'd already become an idol in their class. Why? Mion joyously explained all this. Sure, he sounded like a fun kid. I knew why Mion was into him. But Satoshi-kun is way cooler. I actually agree. He wasn't worth stealing from sis. Or was he? My heart throbbed. I was excited. It felt like I'd gotten a new toy. Oh, gross! Gross! Everyone sucks in this game except Rika. And Akasaka. And Tomotage. Those are the three winners. I was curious as to what kind of relationship Mion intended to build with him. I'd love to tease her about it.
ありがとうケイちゃん。よかったらお礼にお茶でもおごるよ。
Wait, did you learn about that, like, telepathically?
すぐ近くにおじさんの店があるし、どう？
Are we going to Hooters? We better not be going to Hooters. Satoshi-kun would refuse out of modesty. But Keiichi Maebara said, okay, within 2 seconds. Yeah, he's a dude. He knows the value of free food. Well then, I couldn't wait to tease the two of them. My boring life suddenly became bright again.
おい、腕なんかにしがみつくなよ。
あれ？こういうの嫌いですか？
Shun, you suck.
いや、嫌いじゃないけど、胸が当たって、
Why are you in any way uncomfortable with that after your giant monologue you just gave?
胸が当たって何ですって？
Keiichi Maebara was fun. Mion fought the same way I did. She would always talk about him. I was happy for her. It made me smile.
お姉はケイちゃんのこと本当に気に入ってますね。
Well, it's like Keiichi and Rena are the only classmates around her age. Rena's great, but she's a girl, and also she's insane. Keiichi is a boy, but he's also insane, just in a different way.
ズバリケイちゃんの魅力を一言で示すと何です？そうだね。もしも一言でしか言っちゃいけないならやっぱり面白いとこかな。そうそう、この間の部活の時にさ。
In the club. Mion really liked him, but didn't seem to think it was love yet. She's reserved in that area, so that was really like her. As for me, well, I didn't hate him, but my feelings were not the same as Mion's. Kei-chan was just too childish compared to Satoshi-kun. I wondered how Satoshi-kun was doing. Was he waiting for things to cool down somewhere far away? The case had already been solved, though. That dopehead was the murderer. I don't think the dopey guy... I don't think Dopey would have done it. Dopey may not talk much, but he's a sweet dwarf. There was no reason for him to wait anymore. I shook my head. I shouldn't think about it too much. Something bad happened. It's interesting, despite how much Shion liked Satoshi, she wasn't this sexual about Keiichi. She's already like this, but it's just to tease Mion. Yeah, that's weird. It's almost like Shion is kind of nuts. Oh wait, I know. The case was confidential, so the arrest of the culprit hadn't been made public. So Satoshi-kun hadn't realized that he could come back. I know he's a little thick-headed. Maybe he'd be waiting for things to calm down until the end of time. But if so, couldn't he give a call to Satoko at least? He should tell her he's living in a faraway place. But that he'd be coming home soon. Ah, that stupid Satoko. She'd been living with Rika Furude since Satoshi-kun went away. So nobody would pick up the phone even if he called. Stupid girl. Oh, don't go victim blaming again. Don't you want your big brother to come home? Given Satoshi-kun's personality, he wouldn't remember any phone numbers other than his home number. So he wouldn't be able to contact anybody in Hinamizawa. Maybe he's been calling Satoko every night. He keeps ringing, but nobody picks up. Then he'd assume Satoko might be taking a bath or be in the restroom. Every night. He'd put on a puzzled smile while mumbling, like always. Denial's a part of grieving, indeed. I imitated his voice without realizing it.
それで何？何？どうしたの？今シオン何か言わなかった？
I laughed it off and urged Mion to continue. I realized that her tone had changed. I hadn't been listening to her because I was thinking about Satoshi-kun. I thought she would still be happily talking about Kei-chan, but Mion sounded grim now. Her faint smile looked pitiful. It was too late to ask what was going on. So instead I concentrated on her story instead.
でね、おじさんが今日は盛り上げてくれてありがとうって。
Oh, wait.
売り物のお人形をみんなに
This did happen in Chapter 2. So we're getting some things in Chapter 2 that are the same and some that are different.
私以外の全員に。
Oh.
うん。お姉以外の全員にね。そりゃあ私も欲しかったけどさ。みんなの手前、私にもちょうだいとは言い出せなかったし。
You didn't sound like you wanted one.
相変わらずお姉は自分の欲しいものを欲しいと言えない人ですね。それで
Mion sniffled. I realized that she was on the verge of tears. Oh no.
ケイちゃんの袋にはね、
Oh,
一番可愛
that's
いお人
right.
形が入ってて。
I remember that thumbnail. The thumbnail where he gave it to Rena and she was like, oh my gosh! And Mion kind of looked sad in the back. I guess maybe it hurt her a lot more than we thought.
そのお人形が一番欲しかったってわけ？別に何のお人形だってよかったんだよ。ケイちゃんは私だけもらってないって知ってたのに、
Oh.
私にくれなかった。私にくれなかった。
Okay, I don't want to be that guy, Mion, but maybe the reason that he didn't give it to you is because instead of being like, hey, I'd like that, could I have it? You were like, ha, Cage, you got a doll, what a girl. That might have had something to do with it, you know?
ミオンには似合わないよなって言って、次に生まれてくるときは
You... Okay,
男に生まれて
you know, Mion, this would be a little sadder if you didn't
言われたんだよ。
You're trying to make me feel sad for you, but you constantly refer to yourself as this old man. So I don't really get why you're upset that people kind of treat you like that in a joking way.
言われたんだよ。
I mean, yeah, but I get it. It's sad, but also she probably could act in a slightly different way that would make people not treat her this way. That was Keiichi's weak point. He might be fun and popular, but he wasn't mature. Not like Satoshi-kun.
やり直したい。
Keiichi compares her to a boy frequently because she acts like a boy a lot of the time and openly boasts that she's like, yeah, I'm an old man. I basically should have been a boy. So, which came first? The first one, because she was referring to herself as an old man before Keiichi even moved here. So, bit of a problem.
ケイちゃんに出会った最初の頃からやり直して、今度はちゃんと女の子だと思ってもらえるようにやり直したい。
I got it. I know what's gonna happen. Shion is gonna be like, well, hey, you should pretend to be me. And that's how, and like, that's gonna be Keiichi starting him meeting Shion in chapter 2, but it's actually going to be Mion. And that's gonna lead to a lot of this weird stuff. I think that's what's gonna happen.
おねえ、深刻すぎですって。お姉がやり直したいと思って、しかも向こうが何もトラブってない状態なら全然セーフじゃないですか。互いに傷つき合ってただれちゃうと、まあやり直しも面倒でしょうが。やり直せるかな。ケイちゃんの前で涙を流してないなら、そもそも何も手遅れじゃないんです。お姉がこの場で適当に涙して、明日から心を入れ替えていけば修正可能ですって。
So this does feel like it's leading towards chapter 2, but it can't lead to chapter 2 because he met Shion in a different way than he did in chapter 2. In chapter 2, he met Shion when she defended him from the street gang, not the other way around.
そりゃケイちゃんのデリカシーのなさには呆れますけど、その結果は結局今日までのお姉の積み重ねてきた結果なわけですから。今日からの生活を少しずつ改めてポイントを稼ぎ直せばいいだけのことです。生活を改めるってどうやって？お姉に可愛らしくしろって言うと、明日からフリフリの格好で登校しかねませんからね。変に構えないで普段通りに行きましょう。でも細かい部分でこれまでの違いを見せていく。
It seems like conflicting advice there, Shion.
そこがさりげないポイント。あと人形をもらったレナという子には釘を刺しておくこと。
Rena has the girl next door advantage.
現在のケイちゃんの中ではお姉よりもレナの方が高ポイントの可能性が高いです。確かにレナは女の子っぽいしな。
Rena's really sweet when she takes her meds, but she's completely insane when she doesn't.
可愛いし海外しいし、ライバルがいるならうかうかできませんよお姉。涙は男を引き寄せる力がありますけど、つなぎ止めておく力はありません。普段は笑っててポイントで泣く。萌えの典型パターンの一つかもです。私もケイちゃんに実践してみるかな。
Okay, Shion, if you really want to be supportive as a sister, please don't troll your sister.
ダメだよ、ダメ。
Hold up. Oh wait, never. I'm like, have we ever seen this before? We've seen that expression before, just not in the console art style. Don't do that.
お姉が気に入る男の子ですからね。私が気に入らない道理はありませんから。
No, you don't. Don't lie. Don't be such a butt.
さーて、ケイちゃんをどう引き込んでみせようかな。
You genuinely believe Rena does not want a boyfriend anytime soon? Guess we don't know. We haven't seen anything from Rena's perspective. It seems like Rena might be going through some stuff.
なんならお姉、どっちがケイちゃんの気を引けるか競争しましょうか。
No! Psycho!
やだ、もう絶対やだ。シオン、ひなみ沢に来たら追い返す。
I'm happy for you, sis. It's not too late at all. It's important to know the distance between the boy you love and yourself, and shift the way you appeal to him to compensate. That's what Greece taught us. Just change everything about yourself. The boy I love is missing, you know? I don't even know where he is, or when he's coming back. Compared to that, you're very lucky. Mion was saying she'd do her best from tomorrow on with red, tearful eyes, but I sensed a deeply negative feeling emerging inside me. Nobody was blaming Mion for being happy with Keiichi. I wasn't envious. I wasn't jealous. I didn't want her to be blamed the same way I was blamed. It was just that there was no space for Satoshi-kun in Mion's mind anymore. Filled as it was with Kei-chan and her other friends now. It didn't matter to her if Satoshi-kun came back, or not. Just like how she didn't care if it was sunny or rainy tomorrow. This is the kind of normal trouble you'd expect of these characters, but instead they're Yakuza family twins who are treated differently. Yeah, that's true. With her meltdown going back and forth between medicated and nutsy, she's not in the right place. Yeah! There's definitely a lot more going on with Rena behind the scenes, I think. But man, when she's on her meds and normal, she's one of my favorite characters. And when she's off her meds, she's also one of my favorite characters, but just for a very different reason. Had I been thinking about Satoshi-kun all this time for the past year? I wasn't proud of my own answer. I'd become used to life without Satoshi-kun. His absence didn't hurt me anymore. I was getting used to life with Keiichi Maebara. You knew him for one day, and he was really weird. And if I let my guard down, he might just fill up the space I'd been saving for Satoshi-kun. If Shion Sonozaki had prayed harder for Satoshi-kun to return, he might have come home already. Where did Satoshi-kun go? Last year, right after his disappearance, I paid close attention to the information circulating in the Sonozaki family and its underground connections, and I frequently went to the police station to check with Uisi for new information. Even with all of that, I couldn't get any leads on his whereabouts. I eventually became interested in Oyashiro-sama's curse, which surrounded Satoshi-kun's disappearance. I researched the dark history of the village. The more I looked into it, the less likely his survival seemed. I'd returned Mio-san's scrapbooks to her. And then, I hadn't gone to the library since. I started a new life in a new school. I'd made new friends. And in the same way, as falling leaves cover the ground, I felt like I was losing sight of what was really important to me. Shio, you knew Satoshi for like a day. Well, no, like 2 weeks. It was already almost the end of spring. They said that the summer was coming early and it'd be very hot this year. Normally it'd be the rainy season now, but we'd had no rain at all. The Watanagashi festival was right around the corner. It had been almost a year since Satoshi-kun went missing. In Hinamizawa, they don't allow you to talk openly about Oyashiro-sama's curse or the series of mysterious deaths. So everybody acts like the murder of Satoshi-kun's aunt never happened. That's because Satoshi Hojo-kun was a member of the family of traitors. He fell victim to Oyashiro-sama's curse on the 4th year running. He was demoned away. Everybody was trying to forget about his existence and erase their memories of him. Don't make him disappear because of the curse. Don't erase his existence. Satoshi-kun was living in Hinamizawa just a year ago. He went to school. He was an A student. He was a member of the Hinamizawa Fighters. He could never hit the ball when it really mattered. He was unreliable, but pure. He was warm. Because of the curse, people made him disappear. They stopped mentioning his name and acted like he never existed. She doesn't have to forget, she just needs to move on. Yes, Shirley, yes. Exactly. She's living in the past. A new resident like Keiichi Maebara wouldn't even know him. He seriously believed that Satoshi-kun had transferred out. I miss you, Satoshi-kun. I want to go shopping with you again. You did that once. I want to be in a baseball game with you again, and get a cold drink afterwards. I want to tease you, and I want you to stroke my head again. Your hand was so warm. It felt as if my whole body was being caressed. Satoshi-kun. I haven't opened this notebook in a while. My feelings have been written down for over 150 pages. This notebook is the key to my heart. The other me who's been sleeping since last year is slowly waking up. Are you referring to the demon within you? I don't like where that's going.